red-haired lady, short sides.
Yay.
So she probably could leave today and be like, okay, that's all right, throw a little texturizing and good to go. But so what we're gonna do now is we're going to deal with her. I would say an important part is more of the actual length part of this. Again, this really kind of determines, sometimes people, I feel like the more like shorter these lengths are, you know, the more dramatic the undercut, like that look goes. Today we're not gonna be taking off too much overall. So what I will probably do is just take a little, I love this little thing, it's called a carving comb by Donald Scott in New York. Anyways, so I usually take this little deal and I take this all the way around. Wide, gives a nice real soft, whatever your favorite razor is. I don't take off, like today we're not doing a lot. I kind of like to follow the length of the ear because we tend to leave a bit of a length, like a little bit. We are gonna trim this in the front a little bit though. But I think it gives a nice shape to the haircut. In addition, some of the photos, we're gonna go back to having a little bit more of like a V shape here in the back. So what does that mean? I just wanna leave a little bit more length in the back area. And then really, it's more with your styling, right, Shirley, that you kind of push this forward. So it's really more of you probably liking this not super long here, like too long there.
Right.
It's just the length in the back more. So again, we'll kind of take that angle so she can just kind of put that back. And then what I'm gonna leave, I think I'm gonna leave like most of that length back there due to we have a color in a couple weeks, so I'm not gonna take off too much today. But again, I just use this little solid part. But what we do like to do is, this particular razor has a little bit more of like a chunking out. That's where if she tells me, I really like the length, but I'm feeling like this, that's when I take it and I use that little piece, a little extra. And I'm gonna tell you, I do a little more than you think, because I find that that's when she tells me I liked this haircut better, was when I maybe did a little more of that than I thought. You don't wanna go crazy, but maybe do that extra one more time, you know? Because that's where you get that pieciness and that she's wanting to kind of maintain some more of that length. And then you can go ahead and just use this as taking out all of your weight there. And on this side, we are gonna do kind of similar. Just take out that more around her hairline here, around her ear, I should say. And then actually, I'm not gonna take, she has a side and everybody will have a side that does something, whether you're short or long, right? We all do. This one likes to pop out on her. So actually I can see that it's doing that a little bit right now. So what I'm probably gonna do is actually leave a little bit of weight on this side, which means a couple of things. Don't go as short. And then in addition, we're not gonna layer this as much because look at the natural volume she's getting when she's wet right now. So if I shorten all that, that's gonna just go away with it, unless you wanted it really short. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
So we all have a side who does things their own way. So, and then through the crown area here, I'm actually gonna take my little chunking piece because we already discussed how we're not going to take, she wants to go a little bit possibly smoother in the upcoming like haircut or two or whatever. So we're gonna work on getting this a little longer through the back without taking off the length. And then this is where that texturizing comes in.
Yeah, that's big.
Yeah, so you wanna maintain the length, but not take all of the, you don't wanna take the length off, but you wanna go ahead and take out the thinning shears, or for me, I like either the razor with her hair because she's got a lot of it, and then kind of take out the weight that way. And here we talked about in the front, or on her little fringe area here, or bang area, whatever. We vary them. Right now, she did say that she wasn't loving this front corner, it was doing its own thing, you know?
That's my one little curl that I have in my hair.
And I do think too, because we process her, she's so blonde right there. Sometimes when we process the hair and push it a lot, it just kind of does its own thing. So with that, I have learned that doing more of a blunt cut in that corner is better for her, because I think it ends up being a little heavier and not curling up as much.
And what would you say the length, I have people ask me the length of the bangs there.
I would say, honestly, I mean, like her length here is, you've actually got like from the scalp 1, 2, 3, it's kind of like 3 inches. So this is really not, she's got, you know, a very long bang, if you will. I mean, some people, but
like it's about, I would say, past my eye there.
It is, so
wet.
we'll thin it out just so she can get a little bit better look there.
There you go.
But yeah, that kind of gives you an idea. I tend to not love like a straight bang on her, and that is where, even though we did kind of cut this corner slightly, I do still like a little bit of a subtle, I don't know, I think on your face shape, it gives a little, it kind of, believe it or not, it kind of boxes Shirley out. Like we've done bangs and we don't love them on her.
And I feel like personally with a more round, fuller face, this is how you help break that up. So if I have blunt bangs, it makes me feel like my face is rounder.
Yeah.
But by having this longer edge, it puts an angle there and it breaks it up. So
and I
think it's more flattering.
I agree. Actually, it is funny because we did this a while back, and I remember thinking, oh, it wasn't my favorite, you know?
Yeah, right.
We like what we do.
It all. We have.
So we too have those haircuts.
We do, and we go, well, we'll fix it in 4 weeks. You know, it's not a big deal.
This is true. And actually, right now, she's having a little disconnect between, because we leave this length here, and because we had shortened this up in this, again, like this little ear-to-ear headband section. She's happy with her length right there, so we're just gonna just tip a little bit there, but she was feeling a little like it was too short, too long. So if I take all this up, you can kind of see through here. I am gonna try to give her a little more layers without, I'm not gonna take that length off of behind there though. In addition, I was very happy. I got my scissors sharpened.
Yay!
It's a big day for hairdressers. Big day. So then through here, look how nice that takes out that bowl as well. So that today is kind of our main my focus is right doing our little thing. And we can always take more, again, we can always take more off. So I do tell you guys, until, obviously I've been doing Shirley's hair for a bit, so I do know I can be with her a little more aggressive on my texturizing. But if someone was a first time client, I would do it a little less until, you know, I'm drying, and then I get the opportunity of seeing a bit more what's going on. You know, you always figure you can fine tune like the texturizing part of things. And although texturizing, I think, is the key of the longevity, which I think people get a little afraid of. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that part right here.
Yes.
So we all have little thick spots that we get, but I do find for her, it's kind of like through the front a little bit, because right now we don't want to take off a lot of the length. So that is why we are going to take her little area, and I am going to just point cut through there with my super sharp scissors. I'm going a little slower because I had to buy Band-Aids this week. Because they are serious.
They're really sharp.
It's a good thing, but yes, I'm going to slow it down a little bit due to that fact. But you do just take it through there and just kind of point cut it deep. And that deep, when you go a little deeper, that's going to hold that haircut better and longer. So you can already see those fringe, like the bangs look softer without taking too much of that off there. On this little side, I do treat this side differently than the other due to the fact that there's definitely not as much hair. So I feel like we've kind of found we do like it not as texturized on this side. We kind of like something to actually kind of piece out a little bit more, right?
The pieced out.
So I will probably take her front section and leave that a little bit more whole, if you will, through there. And then just kind of take that, kind of where she would kind of part. Again, I can always add a little more if she wanted this to be a little lighter or layered or whatever, but I think we're leaving a little room for whatever is next as well.
Right. And we want to leave you enough hair to color next time.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's always nice.
Yeah.
So how's that feeling? Again, I didn't do a lot through there.
Yeah, I think that feels pretty good. I think like right
Through there?
is
A little full?
A little full.
Cool.
This all feels really good though.
Good. You know, and that's another thing. Like, I don't mind having people run their hand through their hair, because you know what, they do it every day. Like I might, and I do run my hands through it, but they might know their little thick spots that you know, maybe I do, but I don't. You know, they might go, oh, I don't like when this gets the particular preference. So, you know, having them kind of run through it a little bit and go like, oh, that feels a little heavy, because they do get to know that feeling. You know, it's a little tip. I know you're not the hairdresser, but you are wearing your hairdo every day, so. And again, I kind of go in through here. I'm not going to go light on that side due to the cowlick, but we are gonna go a little through here. So that looks pretty good. This looks better though, right through that area.